Hello folks, I just thought I'd show you around the garden. I haven't tidied this part up yet, but you can see we've got some nice flowers still out, a few weeds, and there's some interesting seedlings I can see popping through, so that'll be interesting to see what happens, and I need to sprinkle a load more as well. But anyway, I wanted to show you what I've actually been doing down the bottom of the garden. Today I've been tidying this all up. Can you hear the blackbird, folks? That's the warning sign, usually associated with a cat or some sort of, maybe a bird of prey or something around. It's got babies, that's what it's trying to, you know, warn you away. And it tells all the other blackbirds, you know, that there's danger around. Not just the blackbirds, the other animals, they seem to. And here we are, folks. We've been working down there. Cleared all the path. There's one or two flowers, so I've left those in. You can see they've got some lovely blossom on that tree. I'd only just spotted that, to be honest. The apple tree. So there's various flowers in here. You can see that we've got these, we've got various blues and purples of these great great hyacinths, I think. I'm not sure now. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah. So they multiply so quickly. The blossom on this tree needs propping up with a stick now. But just look at that. Amazing. And don't ask me what that is. I've got a feeling a cherry, I think. Self-setter. I need to take it. I left it there actually to prop this tree up against, but it didn't hold. The camellia has been a bit of a disappointment this year. It's not had the flowers like it did last year, but I expected it, because you can't expect him to flower year after year. So let's just have a little stroll down the path here. You can see this is my job for tomorrow, is to tidy up all the way along this fence here and along there. Get that all sorted. And once I've done that, then I'm going to move into the beds and gradually, and under the tree here. Basically, I'm hoping to get a good part of that done tomorrow. When we come back to here, you can see the other camellia here. It's kind of going over now, but it's actually had some flowers. That was good. But just look at the tulips. Beautiful, aren't they? Now down here, we've got some. I need to chop those off. They're suckers from the tree, from the plum tree. Japanese anemones, these are which will grow up. They'll be flowering in the autumn time. And just look at that, fantastic, eh? Look at that. The pear trees finished blossoming, and we now need to look out to see whether they've taken, and yes, I can see they have. Can you see? See if I can get a bit closer. Can you see the swelling there? That tells us that they've been successfully pollinated, and they'll become more prominent over the next week or so. But you can see that the tree is absolutely loaded again. Look at that, clear. So they've taken, so that was good. We've got away with the frost with that. But what about the plum tree? I'm not so sure about this. I've not really looked at this. I think, you know what, I think the plum tree's been caught by the frost. It's not looking very promising, folks. Yes, I think, pretty sure the frost's caught those, so can't really oh, hang on. Oh no, there is a few. There's a few, folks. But there's not going to be, there's not going to be that many this year, I don't think. Sorry about the lighting, it's evening. Never mind. Right, so this part down here, I've decided to, I'm going to probably leave some of that because I've sprinkled seeds over there and see what happens. You can see we've got a poppy down there, it's kind of hiding under there. There's another oriental poppy down here. And then bleeding heart just here. And look how the poppies have grown in there, folks. Fantastic, eh? And the foxglove, that's growing nicely. Some weeds in there, so that I'll get that sorted out either tomorrow or the next day. Down here we've got a couple of hollyhocks, and then we've got various flowers and that what I've sprinkled all along the fence here, so that should be all nice. It's kind of going to be a combination of wild and bee and butterfly mixes. So I need to tidy up obviously that area over there, but there is things coming in there as well, so I've got to be careful. So the garden's going to be kind of a bit different this year because there's going to be some areas which are going to be you know, kind of wildish. We're not expecting, we don't know what to expect. There's others which we've planted on purpose, like the poppies and the foxglove. The hollyhocks have self-set down there. Not my particular favourite colour, they're like a creamy colour. I prefer the reds, but you know, better than nothing. It'll attract the bees, that's one thing. So that's it. That's basically it, folks. Yeah, and there's one or two other plants in here. You know, I'm not quite sure. I think this down here is a oh, what's the name? Is it a flock? I always get the names mixed up. There was a lot in here last year, but because I've weeded and that, I probably took a few up. I think there's some more over there, but so basically I've left them anyway. See what turns up. I know there's some in this area, so never mind. So that's it. I've got to tidy this up a bit more along the edges here. I thought I'd leave it while they're flowering, but then I'm going to cut them all back. And maybe this year I might get around to doing the painting the sheds and the gates and the bird table. Yeah, look at this. This is a sorry sight. This rose. It was bought for my dad years ago, and it needs pruning, but I have no idea. And to be honest with you, I don't like. I've said it before. I don't like roses. So maybe get somebody to sort that out. Yeah. be a shame that it died off. I don't know whether it can be salvaged now, but you know, it's something to remember Dad by. These empty areas is where Lady got in here. I don't know how she got in, but she got in somehow, and she dug big holes. Ah, there's the leaves. This is the phlox. And I think they're the same leaf as those down the bottom, so yeah. And it's funny how the hollyhock, not the hollyoaks, the hellebora, the leaves and that come out really nice and healthy this time of year, whereas they're really quite poorly during the winter, but that's when it's in flower. Well, yeah, late winter, early spring. Well, not that we've had really any spring, but you know what I mean. Okay, that's it. That's my little chat for today. I'm going live in, I don't know when it is, 3/4 of an hour, so this probably won't get up until tomorrow.